Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Finesse2Tymes Godson King has responded. I know y'all saying, what the hell you mean responded? Responded to what? Well, earlier today, Finesse went on to social media to say that King had ran away from him, citing that King was being disrespectful. He didn't want to listen. So he said that if you see King in the club with a gun, shooting dice, whatever, just know that ain't me. He said, I admit that I was with that one time, but I'm not with that no more. He caught his snap. He said he caught his snap. He realized that what he was doing was wrong. What he was teaching the boy was wrong. I ain't got no problem with that, but some of y'all do, so let's talk about it. Now, I know some of y'all thinking, nah, Willie D, don't clap for that, man. You know, he should have known better. What did he think was going to happen? Sometimes, family, when you're in that world, you really don't be thinking like that. You really don't think that far. You really don't. In fact, if somebody is not behaving reckless, you might think something is wrong with them. Yeah. So King hops on the internet, and this is weird to me, fam, to see an 11-year-old hop on the internet to respond to a grown man. I'm saluting Finesse for making progress, for catching his snap, because some people never catch their snap. Some people raise their kids all the way up and walk them straight into the penitentiary. Yeah, walk them straight to the cemetery. So yeah, I'm saluting him for that. I'm saluting him for catching his snap. Do he have to deal with the mistakes that he made? Absolutely. He gotta eat that. So the youngster hop on social media to answer Finesse, which was weird to me because to hear an 11-year-old address a grown man, it was, I'll just stick with weird. In any event, King hopped on social media to say he left from around Finesse. Finesse didn't make him not come around him anymore. He said he stopped going around Finesse. He said, I want to make this clear. He also said that Finesse got him off the internet and now he's trying to switch it up. You know, he said, you came and got me for who I am. Now you want to change me. He called Finesse a conniving person. And here's the big one. The dude said Finesse gave him drugs and was smoking with him. And he packed guns. And he's not supposed to be packing guns. The little dude was just talking. Like, yeah, I ain't never really heard an 11-year-old like reveal such things, like such street type stuff that should be private, confidential. He was talking. Hopefully, Finesse ain't never did anything like heavy around that dude, like something really, really heavy that can get you some real time, you know. Now, he still got to deal with the boy saying he gave him drugs. You see, family, see, all this stuff that people do with these youngsters, entertain them cussing and being disrespectful, it's all cool until they start doing it to you. It's all cool until they can't stay in the classroom and they don't play well with others. They get kicked out of school and you got to go back up to that school. You got to leave work to go up to that school and deal with them folks trying to get them back in school. See, I had a buddy who allowed his boys to cuss like crazy. And he just thought it was cool because that's the way he was. He was wild. And he thought, hey, man, that's my little boys. They growing up like me, growing up in my footsteps. So it was all cool. I remember I came to his house one day, they was playing dominoes. And one of the little boys was like 6 years old, told the little 5-year-old, 10, I was like, what? Say, hey, you don't do that around me. You don't do that. He was like, hey, that's your uncle. Listen to your uncle. Like, man, don't you know, when these boys get in school, they gonna be a problem. Man, it wasn't long after that, school started, and they was a problem. Got kicked out of school about 2-3 times until he finally got them right. He was able to get them right, but he corrected them at an early age. He corrected them. So it ain't like this kid is hopeless, I don't think. He's 11 years old. It's gonna be hard though, because he's seen too much. He's seen way too much. He's heard too much. So I don't know how far gone he is, if he's so far gone that he can't bounce back. But one thing that I do know is he's sharp. He is sharp. He's not no regular dummy. He's sharp. So with that, I think he has a chance. Some people got that attitude where, if it's real, I'm just keeping it real. He got to see everything. He got to see it. She got to see it. This was real, and he got to hear it. This is how people really talk, and he need to know. And there's levels to this game. Everything is not for everybody at the same time or the same age. There's levels. Just like when you started school, before you started school, the first thing that you learned was your ABCs. That's the first lesson you learned. That's the first curriculum you learned. Your ABCs. You wouldn't start a 5-year-old off with algebra, just like you wouldn't start an infant off with solid foods. There's levels. And a lot of people underestimate how badly introducing a child to sex early can mess them up. Because some of us be like, well, we don't want the girls to experience sex too early, but it's never too early for a boy. Yes, it is. That's why some of these boys end up being sexual deviants, because all of this stuff that one might learn in their late teens or 20s or 30s, this little kid been exposed to it ever since he was 5 years old, 6 years old, 10 years old. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.